Good morning. Sweet day to you. Today is our International Women's Day. Tomorrow is a full moon. It is a big and glorious opportunity for us to deepen into the teachings, deepen into our practices, and I'm just super honored, as always, to be here with you today. There is so much I'd love to share with you today, and yet we'll just go right into the core emotion. We'll go right into the core wisdom teachings of the Divine Feminine through the lens of yoga, and I'll also pepper in some indigenous teachings that are alive in this place and definitely present here in this land, in Mexico, in Los Montañas, in Mexico, and in the mountains, and in the tribal communities, the pueblos, the villages. Before we enter into any of those teachings, I invite us into the student-teacher prayer, reminding us that this is how we come together each time. This is how we align our energies in a way that serves us, provides for us a platform and a foundation, and I like to think of it as a lily pad almost, where we can always come back to this, meaning that at any time throughout the teachings or throughout our practice, if there's any moment where there's like, oh, what was that? I don't know what that is, or that doesn't resonate with me, that we can circle back to kindness for one another, vivaksha, that the intended meaning is the way in which that we touch into our own hearts. It's the way in which that our hearts touch us. It is the way in which that we touch others' hearts, for we are all one and the same. So with that, we send the breath down and out the body on the exhale, and we bring the breath all the way in and up to the crown of the head, and we practice audio-visual connection here, call and response. Om, Om, Sahana, Sahana, Vavatu, Vavatu, Sahana, Sahana, Bhunatu, Bhunatu, Saha, Saha, Viryam, Viryam, Garavavahai, Garavavahai, Tejasvi, Tejasvi, Navadhitam, Navadhitam, Astu, Astu, Mavidvisha, Mavidvisha, Vahai, Vahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. In the Vedic tradition, we use a bell. You're hearing the church bells, but in the Vedic tradition, we use a bell to call forth our connection to the etheric realm. I'm shaking my hand as such because we ring a bell in our puja and in our prayers in the morning as a way in which to pierce the veil between us and this material world and divinity. And so when we hear the bells here, we can do the same. We also can invoke the indigenous women, and they, although they were enslaved, and their families and their entire pueblos were enslaved to build these beautiful cathedrals and Catholic churches by the Spanish, they also recognize that they can become bitter or better. We too can recognize that, recognize that. When we return in our minds to some sort of trauma or a way in which that we've been harmed or hurt, and this is part of the Divine Feminine power, we recognize and can recognize that, never you mind, that's not about me. What I can do now is I can hear those church bells, and I can recognize that it is a way in which for me and my sisters, for me and my daughters, to wake up the power of the woman, to wake up the sacerdotisas, as we say, las sacerdotisas. They are the priestesses, the wisdom teachers, the women who carry a deep connection to the 5 elements, to earth, water, fire, air, and ether, to divinity and everything that moves in and through this realm. So it's an hour earlier here in my body than it is for you. It's actually 7:30 here in the morning. And so what I love about that is Andrea lives in New Jersey. She's Mexican and American. She works with me. She's my partner in all that I offer. And she and I were going back and forth, like, what time is it here? And when am I teaching? And Central Standard Time. And wait, I not only don't change times, but I'm going to actually change time zones? Like, how is this possible? And in the Vedic tradition, as my teacher always says, she wants you to pay attention. The divine feminine wants you to pay attention. So I'm going to tease all of this in and through International Women's Day and in and through the full moon that is coming tomorrow. And I'm just going to plant a few seeds and offer that we take these teachings and we weave them into our practice and into our lives this week. I'm going to lay out some of the qualities of the divine feminine. The divine feminine, first of all, in contrast, if you may, to the divine masculine, is to be the receiver, to receive and to magnetize. That is the essential nature of the divine feminine, to be a magnet. So I remember, this may sound dramatic, but I remember when my teacher said, your job is to sit there and to magnetize, to draw forth the universe, to call the universe to you. That is your job as the divine feminine. And I felt in that moment a deep sense of liberation. Like, are you kidding? I don't have to push so hard. I don't have to put out. I don't have to penetrate. No. The divine masculine is penetration. The divine feminine is magnetism. Now within me as a woman, I want to embody the fullness of the divine masculine, which we'll talk about another time, and the fullness of the divine feminine, but not in their wounded states, in their sacred and divine and whole states. And so the divine feminine is the receiver. She is also, in that receptivity, she is the nurturer. She beautifies, right? She magnifies, she nourishes, she soothes, she intuits, she emotes, right? These are some of the qualities of the divine feminine. She is emotional in nature. Now here's where we go sideways, and I want to bring this home. Our work, whether you're a man watching this practice or doing this practice or a woman doing this practice, our work is to make sacred and to make holy our emotional being. And in doing so, we tap into the core emotion. What is the emotion at the very base of whatever I'm spewing forth? Like crying and emoting and not being clear. Yes, the divine feminine is unpredictable, indescribable, undeniable, uncontrollable, like the waters, like the weather, like everything in this natural world. That is true. And how do I tap into my core emotion? We might even say in the practice it's love or fear, right? Through the teachings of the Course in Miracles. Perhaps it is that simple. Love or fear? Am I acting from a place of love or am I acting from a place of fear? When anger arises, am I feeling a sense of a boundary that's being crossed or nearly being violated? Or is there an expression of a need that I must get to in order to release this anger or this rage? So there's so much more here than we can cover in this introduction, but what I want to remind us is that within each of us, man or woman, we hold the sacred divine masculine and the sacred divine feminine. And in light of this divine feminine, our work within our beings, and me being in a woman's body, and you and most of my students being in women's bodies, our work, and men holding your women for this, getting to the core emotion. Getting to the core emotion. Am I afraid? If I feel angry, what is the need that's arising? If I'm feeling ashamed, if I'm feeling guilty, what am I afraid of? Again, love or fear. How do I get to that core emotion? There's a mantra my teacher says, so you can repeat this after me. Oh pain, I was going to give you the oh fear. Oh pain, catalyze my heart into a constant prayer, For you I cannot change, and I receive you to remain. When we relax into pain within our beings, we feel and sense it as energy. We do not feel it and sense it as suffering. There is a big difference, a very big difference. We must not underestimate the power of the emotional body, for that emotional body can waylay and can hijack the intellect like that. And then we find ourselves in implosion and explosion. I make myself sick because I lock down my feelings, I lock down what needs to be expressed, or I emotionally vomit all over another. Or I build such walls and put forth such boundaries that energy that is needed for me to feel vitally connected to this world and ultimately energized by what's in and through and around me cannot come and enter me. And that which I want and desire to share with the world cannot move in and through me. So I become stagnant like a swamp. Sounds fun, huh? But we can see this is happening so often in our worlds. Right? What does it mean to be a strong woman, to be emotionally contained or controlled? Yes and no. It's not about shutting down those emotions. It's saying, I'm not going to put that here. I'm going to take that back to the altar. What does that mean, take it back to the altar? It means we give it back to the ultimate giver. Kalikuta. Kalikuta is the poison. This is the Vishuddha. This is the poison control center. This is not the poison. This is not the poison fire hose. This is the poison control center, Vishuddha. And Kalikuta is the venom that moves in and through us when we have lost our deep connection to our core emotion. Only Shiva can purify this Kalikuta. So whomever you worship, I use the word Ishvara. Ishvara is the grand face of Shiva. It's to say the face of divinity, whomever you worship, however you see God or see divinity. Right? Today, this morning, I was deeply connected to the La Virgen de Guadalupe, the Mother, the Virgin Mary. But in her, I see Prakriti. I see all of creation. I see my red painted nails and the colors and the roses that I bought last night, that my partner bought for me, so that we would have this deep connection in this divine feminine practice. I'm seeing her in all things. And Shiva is essentially the one who can take that poison, who can turn that poison into oceans of milk and honey. Like your husband, your boss, your best friend, they actually can't do that. We have a way sometimes of dumping our emotional stuff on another person, but here's the deal. What are they going to do? They're going to spit it out. Right? If you've ever been in a situation where you've walked into a setting where it's been highly toxic, your body goes, you walk into we move it out immediately. It's the same way in your partnership, in your connection to others in the world. They can't take it. They cannot transform it into oceans of milk and honey, as can Shiva. So let's just settle into that. Kalikuta. We all are moving energy. We all are moving toxicity. And we want that toxicity to be given back. We say, give it back to the ultimate giver. Stand at the edge of the ocean and scream. Write a letter and bury it in the earth. Enter into fire ceremony, puja ceremony in your community. Right? New moon ceremony. Dance it off, sweat it off. Go into the shower and cry it off. And or go to your guides, your sister teachers, those ones who are not attached to your agenda, right? Because they are the ones who can say, yes, give me more. Give me more, give me more, give me more. Ah, yes. And what else? What else? What more? Give me more. Give it all. Like dump it all. I can take it. They hold it, but what they're doing is they're taking it and they're dumping it. They're taking it and they're dumping it. They're taking it and they're dumping it. They're not taking it and going, oh, what does that say about me? None of that. They're sister guide teachers, sacerdotisas. They're holding sacred space for you to release everything that you need to release. Namaha. They know it's not theirs. They also know it's not yours. When we want to be in our power as women, we must fortify the neocortex. This is the science that aligns with the Vedas but is not the Vedas. This is to say, turn your attention to healing the wounds within. No human being out there can do that for you. You can do that for you. As my teacher Ki says to me, and she is my sacerdotisa in so many ways, she said to me just this week, you take her and you go for a walk. And you do all the things that she loves. You go get ice cream with her. You have a cup of tea with her. You read to her in the park. I had a really rough moment this week. And what did I do? Got my nails done, got a massage, went for a walk. It's amazing how when I care for her, how when you care for her, what you will find is that you are whole in there. And whatever's happening out there with him or it or that, never you mind. We all have our traumas. We all have our issues. This is the work. Going pain is growing pain, as my teacher says. We must move the energy out again and again and again. We must give it to the altar again and again and again. And as Swamiji Vagashinanda says, swim with the riptide of emotion, the ocean of emotion. For Mama Ocean is very powerful. And if you attempt to go against what you're feeling, if you intend to get rid of what you're feeling, if you deny it, you will be killed. You will be destroyed. Mother Ocean is that powerful. You might still be here in your body, but at what expense? At what disintegration? So this is a huge topic. I'd like to leave it with that for now. I want to say one other piece, that the divine feminine ultimately blooms by praise. So if I can give you one piece of homework for today, every woman, sister, mother, daughter, in blood or in spirit or in humanity or in connection on this planet today, praise her. Anything you see about her in physical structure, in emotional connection, in mind, in what she does, how she does it in the grocery store line, the way she touches her child, anything, everything. Praise her. Praise it within yourself and praise her, for she blooms by praise. She blooms by praise. Okay, and so we enter into our practice. You may let all of that go as we enter in. This beautiful sage bundle that my partner bought me yesterday for the altar. I bought 5 roses yesterday, and the 6th rose was given to me by the woman from whom I always buy flowers. She's always so gracefully and graciously loving me and offering me her kindness. Okay, we shall begin in child pose. Let the brow touch down here. Let the arms extend out. And as you draw the breath in and up through the soles of the feet, allow the breath to release out through the center of the brow. Imagine that you can take forth any dark, cool nourishment from the belly of the earth. That your roots can gather that up, and you can transform it. That is the Shiva nature in you. You can transform it into nectar at the brow, Agya Chakra, at the command center. We bow down to her. We bow down to ourselves. We offer our humble gratitude for this opportunity to be here, now, exactly as we are, whole and complete, enough as is. And as we're ready, we lift the head, we come up onto hands and knees. Right away, go ahead and bring that right knee forward. I'm just going to shift the weight here gently side to side. Deepen into my breath, feeling into that hip. Outside of that hip opening. And then from here, I'm going to hook those back toes under, shift on back, and bring the opposite knee forward. So all the while here, I'm opening in and up through the heart, doing my best to feel that heart center opening, and I'm opening through the outer line of this hip. Just feeling that gentle shift side to side. I hook through the hands, curl the toes under on that back foot, step the second foot back, and I draw the navel center in right here. Feel into my power, because it's there. And then from here, I'm just going to send the tail up to the sky and pedal from foot to foot. Right here, I'm going to exhale out the nose, inhale to the crown of the head, and exhale, cough the breath out. 2 more. There we go. 1 more time. As you're ready, we walk the feet up. Open the feet up to the width of the mat. So I'm about halfway up the mat, maybe a little more than a third. I bend through the knees. I'm going to slide my hands back and snug my hands underneath my feet. Let my tailbone sit back. My heart center lengthens out here. And I use my hands and my feet to work together, broadening the elbows so the crown of the head weighs heavy. My belly softens down in the space between my knees. Soften through the knees. Release my hands. Bring my hands up to the crest of the hip. Snug my pinkies in to the crevice of the hips, and I inhale and rise all the way up. And I take my arms all the way up and above my head. From this place, I'm going to go ahead and release the arms down and along the side body. I'm going to turn and face in. Inhale, bring both arms straight up and above. And then exhale and let that right arm come down. That left arm reaches up and over. Inhaling and exhaling right here. Spiral the heart center up towards the heavens. Take this skyward hand, reach it all the way over. Soften through the knees. Inhale, both arms rise up. And then we take it to the other side. But over that other side here. Feeling that heart center open. Got that. Inhaling and exhaling. Big inhale, and then exhale. Bring that arm all the way over and down that side body. Inhale, both arms rise up. Interlace the fingers and turn and press the palms skyward here. We tuck the chin down and back just a little to lift up through the low belly. And then here I'm going to press through the ball mounds of my feet and lift the heels. Inhale. Exhale, heels release down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, heels release down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, heels release down. 2 more, one for each of the 5 elements. Heels release down, and 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, release down. There it is. We step to the top of the mat. All at the top of the mat and hands at the heart center. We send the breath down and out the body here. Release the arms down. Inhale, sweep those arms up and above the head. Arc back gently, and then exhale, hinge at the hips, and let the crown of the head weigh heavy. Back of the neck is long. We inhale, let the eyes gaze forward. Exhale, release. 2 more like that. Inhale. It's all right if you soften through those knees, and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. We let those eyes gaze forward. We're going to go ahead and step the right foot back. I'm going to release that right knee down onto the mat. And release the top line of that right foot. So I'm just going to feel into the low belly here. I want to feel as though my pubis has a line of energy that's rising in and up through my navel center. So I'm not collapsing through the belly, because that will compress through the small of the back. I bring both hands to this knee and I inhale and rise up, lift up through the heart center, engage through those muscles in the navel center, roll the shoulder heads back and down. I can swallow here. I'm going to float those arms up skyward. And then from here I just melt the arms down. Let the hands hang heavy. Bring those hands forward, touch down, hook those back toes under, and press back into downward facing dog. Here I'm going to rise up to the balls of my feet and swivel both heels to the left side. Both heels to the left, toes to the right. Press to the left hand. Most of my weight will be on that left hand here. Crown of the head weighs heavy. Hear those bells waking us up. Soften through knees. Inhale, bring it back in and through center. Before going to the other side, we recalibrate. Inhale, rise up. Shift to the right side with those heels. Toes to the left. Crown of the head is heavy. Soften through the knees. Inhale, press and rise up. And pedal from foot to foot. As we're ready here, go ahead and take little tiny hops. Little hop, little hop, little hop. Bring those feet up between the hands. Crown of the head weighs heavy. Back of the neck is long. Soften through the knees. We inhale and rise all the way up. Exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, raise those arms up, arc back gently, and then exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Crown of the head weighs heavy, back of the neck is long. Inhale, eyes gaze forward. Exhale, left foot steps back. Release that left knee down onto the mat. Release the top of those left toes. So we feel into this. Again, from the pubis, I feel a line of energy rising in and up to the navel. I engage those navel center muscles. I bring both hands to that front knee, roll the shoulder heads down, draw the chin back gently. It's all right if this knee comes forward of the ankle. If there's nothing funky going on in that knee, you're good there. If there's funky stuff going on in that knee in your life in general, then knee over the heel is going to be a better option. As you're ready, we release those arms down. We inhale, take those arms up. And then we exhale, melt those arms down. Just let the hands hang heavy. I'm not collapsing through the small of the back. I'm drawing energy in and up through the low belly. I let those hands come on down. Inhale. Hook the back toes under. Exhale. Back into down dog. Rise high to the balls of the feet. Swivel both heels to the right side. Toes to the left. Weight is primarily on that right hand. You might even pick that left hand up and wrap it around the small of the back. Spiral that right elbow in the direction of your right foot. Soften through the knees, left hand down. Pedal back in and through. Rise on up, swivel to the other side. Again, maybe you want to bring that right arm around the small of the back. That's your call. She wants you to pay attention. This is the divine feminine. She's right here saying, what's going on in my body that I need to tend to? What needs to be nurtured, nourished, tended to, cared for? Where do I need a little TLC? Bring that right hand down, swivel back in and through. So these first moments in the practice are always about that. Softening through the knees here. 3 little hops. 1, 2, 3. Crown of the head weighs heavy. Soften through the knees. Inhale. We rise all the way up. Take those arms up skyward. We bring those hands back and behind the body and open through heart center. 5 of these. Inhale to the crown of the head. Audible sigh. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Going pain is growing pain. That is a deep and profound practice right there. You can do it in the car. You can do it in the office. You can do it in the shower. You can do it in the kitchen, in the bedroom, in the garden, in the living room. It's a natural way in which to release energy. Release those arms. As you're ready, bring the hands to the heart center. We send the breath down and out the body. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, float those arms out. Exhale as you're ready, arc forward, releasing. Inhale, eyes gaze forward. We'll step that right foot back. And then here we're going to walk up that left knee, draw the navel center in, and rise right up here. We bring the hands to the crest of the hips. So come into the softness of the pelvis. My teacher likes to call this lake pelvis. Lake pelvis, and that all of our emotions live in the bottom of lake pelvis. You know who else lives there, he says? Elvis lives there. It's a funny little thing. He's a quirky little monkey. Feel that navel center draw in and out, but it's just to say that we hold so much emotion here in this pelvic girdle. The energy of all the ways in which that we connect to another. We inhale, float those arms up, so we're just softening into that. Sinking in here. And then go ahead and bring the hands to the shoulders and then spiral into that front knee. Bring those arms out long. Open through heart center, palms are up. Inhaling and exhaling. Let those eyes track back to the hand behind. Melt those hands on down. Inhale, float those arms up. Exhale, release the hands down on either side of the foot. Go ahead and send that left leg up to the sky here. Let that right heel work its way down and let the left heel fall now toward the buttocks. Good. Big inhale here. Square everything up. Inhale. Bring that foot on down. Right and left foot together. We come into our plank pose. Draw that navel center in again. Lift in and up through low belly. Hover forward and back. Forward and back. Now go ahead and rise to the balls of the feet. So we'll both heels to the left side. Float the right arm up. Bring the right hand down. Come back to center. So we'll both heels to the right side. Left arm up. Bring that hand down. Come back to center. Same thing, first side. Bring that hand down. Swivel. Bring it on up. Feeling that endurance, that strength. Bring that hand on down. We square right here, hover forward. Lower down. Inhale, open through heart center. Exhale, release down. Inhale, rise. Zigzag the spine down here. Swish it down. Soften it down. Inhale, rise. Swish it, swash it. Release it down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, ascend. Hook the toes under and send the tail to the sky. We pedal from foot to foot. Float that left leg to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot up between the hands. As you're ready here, swivel the right heel down and rise up into something of a warrior one. Let those arms ascend. Feel the expansion here. We're pressing into 3 or 4 points of that back foot. So what we really want to feel into here is this deep sense and this deep connection in this back foot, that heart center is wide open, and we feel equally stable between front foot and back foot, and there's a lifting of energy through the center. This is a way to say our back, where we've been, our past, and our future is really centered right here, right now. Right here and now. We raise those arms up, big inhale. And then as you're ready, we release those hands down. Roll to the ball of the back foot, inhale. Exhale, step that foot through. Ground and the head weighs heavy. Inhale, eyes gaze forward. Exhale and release. Soften through the knees, inhale and rise all the way up. We release those hands down and back. Let the heart center face forward. So tomorrow is our full moon. So this practice you can do all week long. You can do it all month long if you'd like. It's just a way in which to deepen into the knowing that when we turn our attention within, when we relax into what is, as it is, that we open ourselves to the nourishment, to the soothing, cooling, milky, creamy, silvery, reflective nature of life, of Ishvara, the one that holds all of the qualities we seek to awaken within. We bring the hands into the heart center. We send the breath down and out the body on the exhale. Inhale, release, floating all the way and then back. Exhale, forward folding, crown of the head weighs heavy and back. And exhale. Inhale, eyes gaze forward. Exhale, step that left leg back. Nice work. We're going to be right here. And then from here, we're going to walk up that knee. Square those hips here. You got that. So you've got some mobility, a lot of power in this back foot to play with your range of motion. You also have power in this front knee, feeling that center point. Bring those hands in and up to the shoulders. And then from here, we're going to rotate into that right side. So not so important if this back knee is bent or extended. What is important is that your sacrum feels comfortable. This part of the body, this small of the back, feels comfortable. We reach those arms out and let the eyes track back. Let the palms face up just a little. We let those arms melt down. We bring everything in and through the midline. Inhale here. Exhale, release the hands on down. Inhale. Exhale, send the right leg up to the sky. Let that right foot fall toward the buttocks. Left heel is rounding its way down. Feeling how that heart center is opening here. And then from here, we square it all the way back in and up. We bring that right foot down. We pedal from foot to foot. Feet are hip width apart. We then move in and through our plank pose. We draw the navel center in. We got this. We roll to the outside, of the right foot and raise the left arm up. Inhale. We bring that hand down, swivel to the other side. Raise that arm up. Bring that hand down. Side one again. Bring that hand down. Side two again. Bring that hand down. We come in square. Hover the body weight forward and then lower down. All the way to your belly. Inhale here. Exhale, release down. Perhaps you want to rise to your fingertips or broaden your fingers up toward the corners of your mat. And release down. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to take one more like this, however you choose it. Inhale and exhale. Then we slide those hands back. Tuck the thumbs under the rib cage below the breast line. Inhale, hook your toes under. Send your tail to the sky. Float that right leg skyward. You got this. Take that right foot, step it all the way in and through. Soften through the knees. We come right on up into something of a warrior one. We're going to raise those arms up, so that back heel down. So again, feeling into all 3 points of contact in that back foot. Feeling how you've got mobility in leg pelvis, huh? There's range of motion. You feel how that arch of the foot and the back foot is lifting gently. We're connecting in right here. If this knee is way behind the heel, it's just telling you that your feet are too far apart, so you bring that foot a little bit further forward. If you find that this front knee is cocking way over the front line of the foot as such, that's giving you information you want more space between those legs. It's just a dance. Moving softly in the pelvis, float those arms up, inhale. As we're ready from this place, we're going to open those arms. We're going to take us into something of a warrior two. So we open the pinky edge of that back foot and sink on in here. There it is. Navel center draws in and up. Nice work. From here, we're going to open it up and back. Perhaps this side looks a little different than the other side. Never you mind. That's part of that divine feminine. Moon practices often have very different expressions on right and left side because it's very intuitive. Swivel those hands down, go to the ball of the back foot. Step back. Pedal right here. We ground through those hands. We soften through those knees. Inhale to the crown of the head. Exhale, audible sigh. 2 more. 1 more. Soften through those knees and take little hoppity hops, hippity hoppities. Feet come up to the space between your hands, crown of the head is heavy. Back of the neck is long. Soften through the knees. We inhale and rise all the way up. Take those arms skyward. Exhale, bring those hands back in, down, interlacing. Open it right here through the heart. Release those hands. Here's a beautiful moment. It's always a beautiful moment, but we're just going to take this beautiful moment to rest the right hand on the heart center and the left hand on the belly. Just checking in to see if what you're doing is raising up your energy level or depleting you somehow. That's an inside job. Right? I can provide all these ways in which that we move and practice together, but ultimately your work is going to be to check in and to see and to sense how it is that you can raise up your energy so you can learn how you turn up the nectar in your own life. That's why I buy flowers. That's why I get my nails done on occasion, not always. That's why I love a clean house and a fridge stocked with food more than I love to sit on Facebook or hang out on technology, or sit at parties or breakfasts or luncheons where the conversation is flat for me. That's why I like to make my own food, why I like to walk, and why I ultimately sit with my teachers still, sometimes on Skype as I'm doing with Ki again regularly, and sometimes with Swamiji where I've got hours and hours of teachings. I just listen and practice and listen and practice, because this is how I know how to fill this well, shine this mirror. Bring both hands to the heart center. Send the breath down and out the body on the exhale. Inhale, take those arms up and above the head. Exhale, forward fold, crown of the head weighs heavy. Inhale, eyes gaze forward. Exhale, go ahead and step your right foot back. Swivel that right heel down and rise up into something on the warrior one. This time bring the hands to the shoulders in your warrior one. Rotate off the diagonal. You're not going to get a full rotation in warrior one due to the angle of the feet, but that's all right. Melt those arms down, raise those arms all the way up. And then go ahead and take that right arm back, the right leg, and take that left arm up and back, angling. So we're not pressing into the leg, we're just feeling for length in the low back. And then I rise back up, I bring the hands into the shoulders, open that back foot, and take those arms out long, sinking on in. Now I sweep it on back, reverse warrior. And then I bring both hands down to the earth, roll to the ball, back foot, send the tail to the side. Power and peace. She actually is the power. You've heard the Trevor Hall lyric, my dad, he has the power, and he likes her that way. This is an understanding that Parusha, the consciousness, the container of all of the universe, is the masculine. It holds it all. And everything that you see as full or colorful, this is her. This is you. In and through. Move in and through that plank pose. So here's that power, lower down 90 degrees. Push it on up, send your tail to the sky. 4 more, in and through plank. Lower down, push it on up. Tail to the sky, 3 more. Tail to the sky. Some days we feel strong. Some days we struggle a little. Never you mind. Just do your best. Tail to the sky. Nice work. As we're ready from this place, we're going to go ahead and rise to the balls of the feet. Release the knees down. We're going to lower it all the way down to our bellies. Interlace the fingers along the back side of the body and open through the heart center. And then lift both feet. Bring the hands to the hips. Lift both feet a little higher. Hands to the ribs, lift the feet a little higher. Hands to the shoulders, lift the feet a little higher. And then hold the elbows up in front of the body. And take 5, 4, 3, a little higher, 2, 1, and release it all. Create a pillow for your brow, wag your tail. Take those arms out to the sides now, and then roll over to that right side. That right arm extended. You're opening into the front line of that right shoulder. Ooh. Juicy. That head is heavy. Release it, bring it all the way back to center. Take it to the other side. The opposite arm goes all the way out. You roll around it. You can keep those right fingers touching down. You can bring that right arm up. Small the back. Bring it all the way back in and through center. Walk those hands back by the ribs. Inhale, open up through heart center, hook the toes under, send the tail to the sky. So your right foot's going to step just a little bit forward, the left leg's going to rise up. With the eyes track out in front of the hands. Spring load through this base leg and scissor kick the legs. Press, shift, touch. Press, shift, touch. Landing as lightly as you may. The feminine can land a lot more lightly than the masculine. 3 more. Bringing it all the way back in. Back to center. Ah, juiciness. Hands right in and heart at the heart center. Ah. Again, just check in. Like your body's that little battery marker on your own laptop. This is your device right here. Noticing if your energy's going up or going down. If it's going down, you better change something. It's not working. Oh, yeah. Soften through the knees, release those arms. Inhale, sweep those arms up and above the head. Exhale as you're ready. Crown of the head, waist heavy. Inhale, eyes gaze forward. Exhale, step the left leg back. Sole that left heel down. Rise on up into something of a warrior one. That jaw move and shift. Bring those hands right into the shoulders. Rotate in the direction of that right leg. Now remember, you want to feel all the corners of the back foot and all the corners of the front foot. Sometimes we say there's 3, 2 in the front, 1 in the back. Depending upon the breadth of your heel, you might actually feel like there's 4 points of contact. It's just perspective. And then we're going to rotate into that right side and those arms go up, but you're at a diagonal, huh? Right, you can't rotate entirely because the angle of the pelvis is already rotated in a diagonal in this direction. So a full 90-degree turn is going to be in a diagonal in the opposite direction. Release those arms down. We float those arms all the way in and up. We open that back foot and take those arms out long into that warrior 2. So yummy. Just so yummy. We slide down that back leg, raise that skyward arm up, big inhale. Oy, oy, oy. And then we're going to lower it all the way down. Both arms come on down. We roll to the ball of that foot. We shift the tail to the side. Pedal from foot to foot right here. We're going to move in and through that plank pose. You got this. Ready? Lower it down. Press it up, tail to the sky. 4 more. See if you can find that point of ease in your breath. I did a whole slew of these yesterday, so I'm feeling it today. Hey, last count. 2 more, we'll say. 5 in total. Last one. And through that plank pose. Lower it all the way down. Interlace those fingers back and along the body. Up and through the heart center. You want to be able to swallow. Tells us the energy's moving freely. We lift those feet. We open through the heart center. We slide the hands to the sacrum, so thumbs at the sacrum, fingers on the crest of the hips. Lift the feet a little higher. Bring the hands into the ribs, lift the feet a little higher. Bring the hands to the shoulders, lift it all a little higher. Hold those elbows, tuck the chin for 5, 4, 3, 2, little higher, and release. Create a brow pillow, wag the tail. You got this. Slide our hands back by our ribs. Inhaling cobra, exhale, release down. You can walk those hands out if you so choose. This is so divine feminine, this whole. This is how I practice most of the time. It's like, yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Maybe my right side needs a little more, my left side needs a little less. So I'm just going to remind you to get off and take a detour whenever you want to. I'm doing it for you. If there's a different detour, different roadside viewpoint you want to take, different place you want to rest, I say just go there. You got that. We're going to release it on down. Switch this way to get that right arm out long, nice and long on that right side, and then roll up and over it. So here's the deal. I can take this left arm around now. I can even walk that right arm down, interlace those fingers. Move my chest in the direction to my right side, really, but forward. My eyes find their way in the direction of the sky. Inhaling and exhaling. You got this. She's got you. You don't have to hold up that burden. It's not yours. Never was. Release those arms on down. Shift onto your belly, let that opposite arm go. Come into that other side. So I'm just loving this. It's opening up those shoulder, anterior deltoid muscles and biceps and chest muscles that I've been working in my yogi style push-ups. You might really like this come tomorrow. You might really like doing this practice all week and seeing just what happens when you do 5 or 6 yogi style push-ups 2 times or 3 times in a practice. Take that arm down, maybe get a hold of both of those hands. Here's what I love. And then I'm just going to open that chest a little bit more. Whoa. Whoa. Lots of action here. Can you relax here? Can you relax into the tension? Release out of that. We're going to come all the way back in and through. Oy, oy, oy. Ground those hands underneath the shoulders. Rise up, hook your toes under, and send your tail to the sky. So that right foot stepped forward first. Last time, you're going to take that left foot now and step it forward. We spring load through that left foot. We let the eyes track out over the hands. And anytime you lose your balance when you're doing this scissor kick thing, or you feel like you're going to go, as my mama would say, ass over tea kettle, you just shift your hips and let your feet fall over to the side like I did last time. So we press an angle. I raise that right leg up. And then I spring load, scissor kick. Spring load, scissor kick. Landing. There's a tip out right there. That's what I'm talking about. Take a few more. These are highly nourishing. And then bring those feet right on up. Crown of the head weighs heavy, back of the neck is long. Soften through the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take those arms skyward. Big inhale. Hands go down to the sides. Bring those hands right on into the heart center. As you're ready, from this place, let's go ahead and step along the long line of our mat. And turn our toes out. So we're in a nice wide stance here. Toes turning out. Hands come into the hips. You're going to sit down and open through heart center here. A little hummingbird again this morning. I like to bring my right hand to my heart center, my left hand to the perineum or region of the yoni or svadhisthana, low belly. second chakra we sit in. Open those knees back. So como así. Tus rodillas abiertos. A proteger tus rodillas. So we open the knees to protect our knees. Float those arms up and above the head. Inhale. Exhale into the heart center. We're going to go ahead here and open and sit down. Take that left hand down to the inner line of the left foot. Right arm opens. Mano a la derecha arriba. Siéntate. So we're sitting right in and through center here. Si quieres actor. No. Opening that right arm skyward. Taking that right arm around into the small of the back. Just touching in with the students here in class. We're going to come out of that. Bring both hands down, turn the toes forward. Sinking on in and through, opening through heart center. So I lengthen through the heart here and I sink on down. Crown of the head weighs heavy. Ground through my hands, open through my heart center here. I just may find that I can bring my hands to the outer line of the feet and let the crown of the head weigh heavy. I don't want to round through my chest though. I want to keep that chest long. I'm going to walk my right hand to that left foot. Left arm touches down on the earth in front and I spiral into the space between my left arm and my left outer thigh. And then I release and bring that back. Walk that right hand to the outside of my left foot. Walk my left hand to the outside of my right foot. Just opposite side. I feel that spiral. And I release out of that, come all the way back in. Good. I'm going to turn those heels in. Sit on down and bring the elbows into the knees, opening up through heart center here. Long and strong, and I'm going to slide that right hand down the inner line of that right foot. And then I'm going to take that left arm up. Sink it in here, feeling that length. Nice tracking up. Maybe wrapping that right hand, or left hand around to the inner line of that right thigh. Take that left arm skyward. And bring that left hand on down. All right, so now from this place, I'm going to walk my feet in just a bit closer. They're going to still be hip width or slightly wider. And now I'm going to walk my shoulders underneath my calves. So I bring my hands, I snug my feet in a little, walk shoulders under, and then I ground through the hands at the base of the heels. I sit back, my buttocks sits back on my arms, and I open through heart center. So dedos adelante va a estar más fácil, and then I press, open through heart center, and I bring my feet together here. Nice work. Open the feet, set them down. Release. We're going to squat down here. Sit. Open through heart center. You got it. And then from here we're going to sit all the way down. Nice work. I'm going to ground through my feet and settle all the way down. I'm going to press through my feet. I'm going to return to standing here in a moment, but for this moment we're just going to roll those shoulder heads under the back side of the body and lift in and up through the low belly. Roll the shoulders under the back body, opening up through heart center. Pressing through those feet. Lifting up through low belly. Check that you can swallow freely. Knees are tracking over second and third toe of either foot. Lifting on up. Opening up through heart center. Exhale slowly, steadily, releasing down. So we're just going to take a gentle opening of the hip here. Cross the right ankle over and bring that left knee into the chest. If you want to slide through, we sometimes call this threading the needle. You can do so and bring that left thigh in toward the heart center. Lift the chin and extend through the back of the neck. Flex through that right foot. You got this.
You're really doing great work. You're still here. This is the magic. You see, when we come to the mat every day, maybe that means we just sit for a bit and meditate some days. Some days we practice deep and long. Sometimes it's just getting us in and through. But when we come to the mat, we create for ourselves a somatic baseline. We know, okay, this is what it feels like to be in this body. And today I feel more energized or less energized or a little bit lost or perhaps a little bit found, or who knows what that might be. And then as we're ready, we're going to release that. And from here, switch it out. Opposite ankle comes over. If there's pressure in the knee, flex through that foot, that ankle. You can lift that head again. So what we're really getting into is the back of this hip. We're going to come back to a standing pose that's going to wake this up again. Hair's a little thick here this morning. One more time. And then we're just going to release out of that. We're going to bring our hands between our knees, come to the pinky edges of our feet. Shift moment to moment, just a subtle, easy expression of your happy baby. So wiggling those bones in the feet. Roll through ankles, draw the knees in, shift and rise. Come all the way to standing. However you need to get there. Now upon coming to standing, we'll be at that top of the mat and we're going to raise that right knee in and up. I'm going to float those arms up. With that knee elevated, I'm just going to take a standing twist right here. See if my eyes might track back. I draw energy in and up through organs of excretion and organs of reproduction to help keep my balance. Then I melt those arms down. I'm going to cross this right ankle over my left knee here. And then I'm going to sit on back. I can bring my left elbow into that left knee. I'm feeling that same thing. This is just another expression of that same pose you were just in some ways, opening up through that right hip. Some of you may find you want to come on down to your hands here. Just another option. You don't have to. You might decide from this place you want to tuck that right foot around the outside of that left shoulder and then sit. We hold on to this, and then maybe from here we float the foot up. Hook the toes under, sit, hands come back, and knee might be the limiting factor here. Flex through this front leg. I just snug in right here. There we go. And cross that leg. Ground through both feet. Shift and rise. Take that left knee on in and up. Snug it on in. Then I release it. Take those arms on up. And I rotate into that twist right there. See what's there for me? Just made a little shift, lost my balance. That's going to happen in this human experience. There we go. And then I'm going to release those arms. Take this left ankle, cross it over that right leg and open that left knee. Take those arms on up here. Sliding on down, left elbow to the inside of that left knee. Right hand down to that inner line of that foot. And ground those hands down if I so choose. Just another way to go into it, huh? And then perhaps I want to tuck that foot around, snug in tight, hang right here. Maybe I want to lift that right foot. Toes under, shift up, walk the hands back, sit here. Good. Opening up through that hip here. Sometimes our practices are really exploratory. They're always informative. We're just looking at how do I turn up the cream? How do I raise myself up to be more integrated, more aware, more intuitive, more magnetic? Because that thing that my teacher said about, you just come on into that place where you're just magnetic and the universe comes to you, you don't have to push so hard. That was so foreign to me. I'm learning it now. I turn myself to self-care again and again and again and again, and it's not silly little things like rushing off and having wine and cheese and crackers with my girlfriends. It's about doing things that really level me up to Ishvara. Bring that foot on down. Nice work. Okay, so here we go again. We're going to rise on up. You're going to turn. You're going to keep actually, let's keep those knees where they are. You're going to walk your feet to the right side of your mat. So you're still along the length of your mat, but you walk to the right third of your mat. And then we pick up those arms and track them around. I'm going to bring this right arm up and bring it down to the outside of my knees. And then I'm going to ground it. It becomes an anchor, a kickstand. This opposite hand now is about the width of my chaturanga. And then from this place I ground into those hands. I want to spiral this elbow in. So depending upon the style of practice, we can begin by using that hip on that left elbow to hold and support. And then in time, we come up and off of it. That's your call. We're right there. Just feeling that side. Crow. Release. All we're going to do is shift it all the way around. Stay on that back edge of your mat. Pick up that skyward hand, that back arm, bring it to the front part of your mat. Kind of wedge it in. Ground through those hands. Root. Open through heart center here. Snug this elbow in toward the hip. Shift. Float. Touch down. You sit. Oy, oy, oy. Bring those soles of the feet together at the center. Hard work's done. And those knees brought in here. Bring those hands back. Opening through knees. Opening through feet, vestibular. Got that up. Nice work. And then from here, just going to bring those knees on in. We're going to lower ourselves back down again. Got that core of the body a bit. Fire in the belly, right? Fire center, Manipura. The masculine center, but we keep it in balance by also cultivating that inner fire within the divine feminine. So we're going to send those feet up to the sky. Turn those toes to the outside. Let the legs be vertical here. Bring the hands back and behind the head. Lift the head and then release the head back down. And there's the bells for us. There's a song. Clock tower. Clock watch. Ring, ring, ring. And please wake up all the women so that we remember our power. Clock tower, ring the bell. And do it quickly. So that we awaken all the priestesses. These are waters meet us to sing and dance, and to remember the four elements, earth, water, fire, air, and to return it all to the divine. See how I'm slowly starting to walk those legs out long. It's a kindling of the flame. Trying to stay relaxed in this. I did say trying. Draw that navel center in. I'm just only going as far as my core strength can take me. Pressing out through those heels, pressing out strong and long. Pressing out through those heels, pressing out strong and long until those feet are just above the floor. Draw that navel center in. Lift the head 1 inch for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the head, release the feet. You let that head just move gently side to side. From this place, draw the knees into the heart center. We're going to let both knees just soften over to the left side. Open your heart center to the right side. Just ring out the spine here. If you want to walk your spine, your whole back body in the direction of your knees, that'll help deepen you in here. Feeling that rotation. And we roll in the direction of the knees. We're going to take it all the way back in and through center. And draw those knees to the other side. Open in heart center away again. Perhaps you want to let those shoulders move in the direction of the knees when you open the heart center. In the direction of the knees, we bring everything back to center. We're going to plant our feet, recalibrate our back bodies. Draw our knees into the heart center. Lift the head up towards the knees. Inhale. Exhale, release the head, softening the grip on the knees. Take that again. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. This time, squeeze up. Full inhale. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release all the way out into your Shavasana. Coming to the breath, we use the exhale, use the audible sigh to release. Thank you. Thank you, International Women's Day.
Thank you, defenders of women, teachers of women, students of women, husbands and wives of women, mothers and fathers, and daughters of women. May we remember our union. May we remember that your wounds are my wounds. Your traumas, my traumas. Your strengths, my strengths. Your magnetism, my magnetism. May we sit in the presence of those who feel lost and uncreative and insecure in their femininity. May we sit with them and say, yes, yes, I know, I know. May we love them. May we sit in the presence and seek out the presence of those teachers, those sacerdotisas, those priestesses, those guides, those angel sisters in our lives. And may we be vulnerable in their presence and tell the whole truth about that which holds us back, or down, or at a safe distance from our own brilliance. May we stop looking outside of ourselves for the healing. May we stop asking others to change on our behalf and instead find our circle of support, our red tent, our Isla de las Mujeres, our island of the women. May we go there and strip ourselves naked to our souls and say, I love you, you are love. I hold you, you are held. I see you, you are seen. I adore you, you are adorable. For this is how we heal. We return our collective wisdom teachings to our sisterhood, to our mamahood, our daughterhood. And we hold each other to a high standard of light, not heat. Leave the heat to those boys. You are brilliant. Nourish yourself. Tend to your wounds. Bloom with others' praise. Say thank you and receive compliments. And praise every quality in every woman you see. Say thank you for raising your child with such love. Thank you for feeding your daughter broccoli. Thank you for putting your phone away when she wanted to talk to you. Thank you. They sound so small, but when said with love, they are doorways into the temple of our own being. And so I share with you the mantra, the stotra, the first part of the Ganga stotra. For the tears of all women are the dreadlocks, the hair of Shiva himself. Are the rivers of this entire universe. Go to the sacred waters and anoint your own brow. You need not enter the church. You may. Go to the river and anoint your own brow. All waters are her. All tears are her. Cry the whole ocean of emotion. Give it back to Shiva and watch how your trauma, your suffering, your betrayals can turn you into nectar, into oceans of milk and honey. And in your time, wiggling your fingers and your toes and bringing yourself up to your favorite seat. Thank you for being here. It's such an honor to have you be a part of my world here. I really wouldn't be the same without this. So thank you. I remind you lovingly, please subscribe below. That helps me. I'm trying to get away from this middleman of this app I have to use called Streamlabs, and I need 1,000 followers for that to happen. So you can help me that way. And then just a shout out that retreats are already open for next year. All the dates are there. These retreats always sell out. In the last few years, they've always sold out. So they always fill, and they fill early. So if you're just knowing you're going to want to get into a nice warm place come next year, January, February, March, you just want to start your year off right, you can do that with me and with a beautiful community of soul seekers just like you. So I love you, you are love. This practice is always available to you once you have the link, and your friends can continue to register for this class. Please send them to my website so that they can register, so that I can keep them in the loop as far as connection for the classes. I'll send them to my website to register, please, for the class. And they can register for this class always up through Wednesday following the Sunday class. So it's just right here for you. I love you. Thank you so much. Sweet day to you. Ciao.